to start by sitting for the invocation on some height. So here I prepared 2 thick blankets to sit on, but if this is uncomfortable, sitting like this, you can sit with your back to the wall, also on height, or sit on a chair. Just sit simply on a chair. So we will sit on the blankets and cross our legs in Sukhasana. So the shins are crossed in the middle, they are touching in the middle, and the feet are under the knees. So the opposite foot is under the opposite knee. Then use your fingertips to lift the trunk up, but make sure you keep that zone of the abdomen, diaphragm, lower back, middle back, very soft. So don't tense, don't hold the muscles, instead release as you lift. Take the shoulders back. Rotate the upper arms from inside out to open well the chest. And once the chest is lifted and open, bring your hands to the front of the chest, join your palms, and close your eyes. Release the eyelids down, release the eyelashes down. Release completely the skin of the face down without dropping the head. Keep the head straight, lifted in line with the spine. See if the shoulders have started to close, to roll forward. If that has happened, you can adjust and once more roll the shoulders back, open well the chest, and maintain the pressure, the touch of the palms. The thumbs are touching the chest, and actually the chest is the one that is touching the thumbs. Chest is coming forward into the thumbs. Then breathe softly, gently, and prepare to recite the mantra Om 3 times. Take a deep inhalation. Inhale, lifting the chest. Exhale and bow your head down towards the heart. Keep the shoulders back, keep the chest lifted and open. Then gently release your hands to your thighs, back of the hands, on the thighs, shoulders relaxed, elbows relaxed down. Then gently lift the head and slowly open your eyes, watching the floor in front of you. Don't lift your eyes to the screen, but keep the eyes soft and internalize the vision. So the Om, the sound Om that we recited in the beginning, I will say more about that in the future also, but for now it should be a very soft, deep sound coming from deep within. So you don't have to project it out, but instead kind of witness the vibration inside from this sound. Okay, so we're going to start by laying on our back, and you're going to use one of the blankets for your head. Second blanket you can just set aside for now. As you lie on your back, make sure your legs are bent. So never lie back with straight legs, because that's going to tense that area of the lower back. As you lie back, just watch first, okay? Just watch and then I will say when to do. The legs are bent and you're going to roll back vertebra by vertebra. And as soon as you lay down, what I want you to see is the positioning of the pelvis. See that this area between here and here, between the front groins and the bones of the pelvis, is not tilted up nor tilted down. I want this line to be absolutely parallel to the floor and to sink down. And then from here you're going to bend the right leg to your chest, So as you do this, you're going to watch this line and see that you're not tilting it, but you keep it straight as it was. So it's not so much about pulling the knee to the chest as it is about keeping these parallel lines parallel to the floor. And as you bring the knee, it's more about bringing the shin down. This is the direction, down, then pulling the knee into your chest, keeping the abdomen very soft. So now you can do. Okay, so you're going to lie together with me. You're going to lie slowly on your back, vertebra by vertebra. The blanket for your head should support the entire neck, but not the shoulders. Shoulders should come down. Now once you've lied down, just do this small adjustment. You can just watch for a moment from where you are. You're going to hold the mat, lift the chest, and bring the shoulders down so that the chest remains lifted. Then you can release the arms and slowly bring your leg to your chest. So as you bring your leg to your chest, don't tilt the pelvis, keep it parallel to the floor, and interlock all of your fingers on top of the right shin bone, pressing the shin bone down. Try to keep your head straight and see that the chin is pointing towards the chest and not up to the ceiling, making the neck shorten. So chin towards the chest, chin, and the shin bone, push it down. So you will feel a nice ironing feeling in the sacrum region, in the upper pelvis, upper back pelvis. Take a deep exhalation, release completely the abdomen, and soften your inner groins. Let the inner groins become very, very deep. Then release. So place your right foot back down where the left foot is, parallel to the left foot. The legs are in line with the pelvis, so they are the hip width apart. And then slowly bend your left leg, same way you did with the right. Make sure you're not pulling the pelvis together with the left leg. Keep the pelvis parallel and bring the left leg very slowly, very carefully towards your trunk. And then push the shin bone down. The left foot is completely relaxed. You don't need to stretch it. You don't need to do anything with the left foot. Soften the groins, deepen the groins. So see that you're not pushing the groins up to the ceiling. Don't roll the pelvis, keep it flat. And then once more, try to bring the shoulders down and the shoulder blades up into the chest so that the chest is lifted and open. Inhale and exhale, softening more and more the abdomen, the face, the throat. And then release. So place both feet on the ground. Just watch for a moment. You're going to start the same way, bending the right leg towards the chest. And from here, you're going to straighten the left leg. What I want you to see is that as I'm straightening the left leg, the foot is very active. So this foot is passive, as I said. But this foot, as I straighten the leg, is very active. It's as if I'm pushing a heavy furniture away. And as soon as the leg is straight, what I want you to try to do is to push this thigh as low as you can down to the floor. So this is going to help you keep the parallelity of the pelvis. If this thigh is moving up, as you can see, my pelvis is rolling. Okay, so let's do it now together. Start with both legs bent, both feet on the floor. Then bend the right leg towards your chest. Interlock your fingers. All the fingers interlock all the way to the roots of the fingers. And place them somewhere between the middle shin bone and the upper shin bone, not directly on the knee. Drop the right foot, should be passive. Open the shoulders and lift the chest. Then inhale. With an exhalation, slowly start stretching the left leg. Be on the center of your left heel and push very strongly as if you are pushing a heavy furniture away. Straighten the left leg and then take the left thigh heavily down into the floor. Open the chest, bring the shin bone, right shin bone, more and more down. Open the elbows sideways. And exhale, soft exhalations to the lower abdomen. Soften the abdomen, soften the groins, soften the neck. You can even close your eyes to soften the face. Keep the left foot actively pushing away, and then release. So you can bend the left leg, place the left foot on the floor, and change. Place the right foot down. You can change the interlock of the fingers, so move each finger one space, so it's the non-automatic crossing of your fingers. See if you've come away from the blanket, you can fix the position of the neck on the blanket as well. And then bend the left leg towards you. Interlock all the fingers over the left shin bone. Drop the left foot. Keep your right knee pointing straight up while you're straightening the right leg. Inhale. With an exhalation, slowly stretch the right leg. As you stretch the right leg, resist with the right foot. Push very strongly with the right foot. And as soon as the right leg has straightened, start to bring the right thigh heavily down into the floor. Keep the back of the neck long. Keep the front face of the pelvis wide, open, parallel to the floor. And with each exhalation, soften more and more the abdomen. Spread the elbows. Lift the chest, shoulder blades into the chest. So you should feel very vibrant, especially in the right leg. The right leg is very active. Keep pushing the right foot away and pressing the left shin heavily down. See that there is no tension in the face, throat, abdomen, diaphragm. Then slowly release. Place both feet on the floor, parallel, hip width apart, and drop the knees towards each other. Just place your hands on the abdomen, take a few breaths. Once more, see the placement of the pelvis that is not rolling up, nor dropping down, pushing the lumbar spine. So it's absolutely parallel to the floor, and the lumbar spine is slightly lifted into the body, into the trunk. It's not touching the floor. Dvipada Supta Pavanamuktasana. We're going to bend both legs to the trunk. Last variation of this family of poses, which you can do and should do. It's good for you to do every day to help the back soften. We are creating space in the lower back, softness in the lower back, softness in the abdomen, which are very important when we are suffering from lower back pain. Dvipada Supta Pavanamuktasana. Both legs are bent now, both feet are passive. Bend the elbows sideways. Open wide the chest. You can feel the shoulder blades either pushing into the floor, or you can lift and push them into the chest. So try to lift and push them into the chest instead. Then see how the flesh of the butt has lifted off the floor. Can you try to bring that flesh of the butt, that soft lower part of the butt, back down to the floor to straighten the pelvis? And breathe. Keep opening the chest, stretching the entire spine, pushing the shin bones down heavily to iron the lower back, especially sacrum region, into the ground. And then release. Roll to your right side. Use your left hand to come up gently. We're going to sit now in a position called Vajrasana. So in Vajrasana, both legs are together. You can do this pose facing me, facing the screen, and I will show it from the side. So for you, you don't have to turn your head. So the legs are together, heels are together, shins together, knees together, and we're going to sit on the heels like this. Try not to let your heels open to the sides, but keep them together. Now, if this is painful in the area of the ankles, if the ankles are closed, what you can do is roll a blanket, roll one of your blankets, and place it underneath the ankles, like this. Okay, so this is going to soften that pressure and lessen the opening of the ankles. If you have no problem with the ankles, you can just keep them down. But all of you are going to take a blanket. If you already placed one, it's going to be your second blanket, and bring it behind the knees to open well the ligaments behind the knees. So watch, I have to place my head down and pull that blanket all the way in, and then hold it as I sit back. Otherwise, it slips back away from the back of the knees. So once you're in position, place the back of your hands on your upper thighs. Try to keep the hands soft, not stressed, but soft hands, elbows heavy, and the sides of the chest together with the armpits. Lift up and roll back, so there is a circular motion circular action of the armpits moving up and back. Then look straight ahead at eye level. See that you are not pushing the abdomen forward, lifting the skin of the butt up. Instead, release the skin of the butt down so that the abdomen can come towards the lower back and lift the sides of the trunk. Now from here you're going to interlock the fingers. You can do this together with me at the same time. Turn the hands from inside out. Watch to see that your elbows are same level and absolutely straight. So the bone of the elbow should penetrate into the inner part of the elbow to straighten the arms to the maximum. Push the thumb side of the hands away and then inhale, and with an exhalation, slowly lift the arms up. As you are lifting the arms, see that you are connecting the muscles of the lower back to this action and lifting them up, creating as much length as you can in the lower back region. So keep the skin of the butt moving down, lift the waistline, lift the muscles of the lower back, and open the chest. Keep bringing the shoulder blades into the chest. Don't let the shoulder blades stick out. Okay, bring the shoulder blades into the chest and lift. Inhale. With an exhalation, bring the arms back down. Place the back of your hands on your thighs and take a few breaths. Keep the sides of the trunk, sides of the chest lifted. Keep your head straight. See that your chin is not poking forward or dropping down, but the line between the throat and the chin should stay parallel to the floor. Change the interlock of the fingers. Turn the hands from inside out. See that the elbows are locked. Inhale. And with an exhalation, slowly lift the arms. Don't just lift the arms from the arms, but from the trunk. Lift the lower back up. Keep releasing the skin of the butt down, lifting the skin and the muscles of the lower back, so the lower back and the butt are separating from each other, creating as much space as possible. Lift the thumb side of the hands, the inner wrist higher than the pinky finger side of the hands, and open more and more the armpits. Lengthen the armpits, widen the armpits. Take a deep inhalation, lift, and with an exhalation, bring the arms back down. Now we're going to go forward, Yoga Mudra in Vajrasana. Make sure that the lower ribs are moving away from the abdomen as you come forward. So instead of coming forward, letting the ribs touch the abdomen, as I go forward, I use my hands to lift the ribs and take them away from the abdomen as much as I can. As soon as I need the hands, I take them down, but I keep this idea of pulling the ribs away from the abdomen. So keep the head lifted. You can start. Lift the ribs and pull away from the abdomen. Lift the ribs, pull away from the abdomen. So as you go forward, the front part of the trunk is as long as possible. Keep spreading the palms, spreading the hands, and only once you've reached the maximum stretch of the trunk, you can release the head down. If the head doesn't reach the floor, that's okay. You can just drop the head down and rest there for a few breaths. With each exhalation, try to release the back of the rib cage down into the floor or into your legs so it doesn't stick out of the body. Let the back ribs absorb into the trunk. Slowly come back with the hands. Slowly roll up from the lower back, then the middle back, then the upper back, and then slowly lift the neck and the head. And you can release your legs. Okay, we're going to go to the wall. So watch first. You're going to place your fingertips in line with your shoulders. So it's the height of my shoulders and the width of your shoulders. And from here, you place the entire palm on the wall and step back. I walk back until my feet are underneath my hips. So this would be too much, as you can see, and this would be too less, too little. I'm just going to fold the mat so you can see better. Okay, from here, what I want you to see before you do the pose. The buttock bones, this area of the lower butt, has a very important role for stretching the lower back. Okay, so watch. If I let the lower butt and the area of the buttock bones drop, the lower back is locked. You can see the pressure here. You can see how it's a bit bulging out. So I'm going to show the correction. You have to lift the buttock bones, lift that area of the lower butt, and then push the thighs strongly back. So it's not just lifting this part up, but the thighs, the front thighs, have to push very strongly back to stretch the lower back. So let's do now together. Place your hands in line with your shoulders, in the width of your shoulders, in the height of your shoulders, and step back. Don't let the hands slip down after you've placed them. Walk until your feet are underneath your hips. Push the wall. See again, watch and see that your elbows are absolutely straight. You're not bending and leaning into the wall, but you are pushing the wall away. Spread the toes of the feet. Feet are parallel. And now start rolling the lower butt up. If you feel there is no movement there, you are absolutely stuck. You can slightly bend your knees to do this action. So bend your knees, roll the buttock bones up, the lower part of the butt up, and then push the front thighs back. So at this point, if you can start to extend back the legs, if you've bent them, try to extend the legs and push the front thighs strongly back. See that this stretch is not just the stretch of the shoulders and of the arms, but you are reaching the lumbar muscles, the muscles of the lower back. Then release. Walk towards the wall, release the arms, take a few breaths. Okay, now we're going to do a similar pose, half Parshvottanasana. This was half Uttanasana, half Parshvottanasana. So I will show, because the only thing that's different is the legs. You start out the same, just watch. You start out the same, and from here I take my right leg a step forward, and it's a small step forward, okay, about half the distance to the wall, and my left leg I'm going to take far back. So how much back is until you can reach the heel to the floor, but it's a very intense stretch here in the back of the shin, in the shin muscle. So if my leg is very close, I don't feel anything in my shin. If my leg is too far, I can't reach the heel to the floor. So the measurement is until you can reach the heel to the floor, but it requires a very strong opening in the back of the left shin. Now here as well, if you watch the action of the lower back, it's the same. I want you to roll the buttock bones up and push the sides of the pelvis to open the sides of the trunk and the lumbar area. Okay, let's do now. So start with half Uttanasana. Walk back and place your feet underneath the hips. Then take your right foot a small step forward and your left leg a big step back. See that you can touch the heel to the floor or almost touch, but you feel a very strong, very deep opening in the shin muscle, in the calf muscle. Push the wall with both hands. See that they are not slipping, that they are in line with each other. Lift the buttock bones up and push the two sides of the pelvis back, back, back. Keep breathing, don't restrict the breath. Now change. So to change, you're going to take the left foot all the way to the right foot, so you have the same measurement, and the right leg back. Other side. Right leg back, half Parshvottanasana. Push the wall. Try to bring your chest parallel to the floor. Bring your right heel to the floor. Push both sides of the pelvis strongly back, lifting the buttock bones up. If this is too intense, you can always go back to the last pose, the half Uttanasana, when both legs are in the same line. Push the two sides of the pelvis back, roll the buttock bones up, push the wall, breathe. Then slowly come up. One more time, we're going to change. Right foot forward, left leg back. So you always join the feet in the forward position, in the front leg position. Push the wall, take the chest parallel to the floor, both sides of the pelvis back. Elongate the lower back by pushing the left thigh back, bringing the right side of the pelvis back, and lengthening the chest towards the wall. Then change. Last time, last side. Left foot forward, right leg back. Inhale, and with an exhalation, push the wall. So the left side of your hips is moving back. Right thigh is moving back. And the chest is moving towards the wall. Breathe. Soften the abdomen, soften your face and throat. And then release. Okay, so the last pose we're going to do, we're going to use a chair. You can take your chair, it can be any chair, it doesn't have to be a special chair, and place it so that the backrest is to your right. So you're facing me, and the backrest of the chair is to your right. Your legs should be in 90-degree angle, so if the chair is very high, lift slightly your feet. If the chair is very low, lift slightly your butt, so that the butt and the knees are more or less in one line. Then inhale. We're going to, just before you start, I will explain, divide the trunk into 3 parts. From the very lower part of the trunk to the navel, from the navel to the middle of the chest, and from the chest to the top shoulders. So there's three areas, 3 zones. And as we twist, we start always from the bottom zone. Okay, so now we'll do together. Inhale. With an exhalation, just place your hands on the chair to your right. Keep your knees together, keep your hips together, knees in line. Take a deep inhalation. On the exhalation, turn only the bottom zone from the lower pelvis to the navel and stop there. Now inhale once more. With an exhalation, turn the lower area and the middle area, but always start from the lower area. So now you're also turning from the navel to the chest. Now one more inhalation, and with an exhalation, turn the lower abdomen, then the middle part of the trunk, and last, the top part of the trunk from the chest to the shoulders. Slowly return with an inhalation. Other side. So the backrest of the chair will be now to your left. As you turn, see that the knees don't lose their parallel positioning. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, bring them to the chair. Inhale, shoulders down, really relax the shoulders. See that you're not pushing them up. Inhale. With an exhalation, turn the lower part of the trunk, only the lower part. Then we always start from the lower part. Inhale. Exhale, turn the lower part of the trunk, then the middle part of the trunk. Once more, inhale. Exhale, turn the lower part of the trunk, middle part of the trunk, last the upper part. Turn the chest and the shoulders, and slowly return. You're going to lie down for Shavasana. So your shins can stay on the chair. And you use a blanket for your head. As you lift your legs up on the chair, again, see that you have a 90-degree angle. Like this. See that the abdomen is soft. The 90-degree angle should help the pelvis have that parallelity I was talking about in the beginning of the class. The skin of the butt, as I was mentioning in Vajrasana, should move away from the lower back. And here again, you can do this adjustment of holding the mat, lifting the chest, bringing the shoulders down with the chest lifted, and then releasing the arms to the side. So now exhale and let your eyes close. Breathe soft, gentle breaths, relaxing the body, releasing any tension from the body. Always end the practice with Shavasana, so that your body, your mind, your breath has a chance to close the practice, to absorb whatever has been learned. Let yourself rest now. Let yourself let go. Drop the body. Allow yourself to be heavy. Especially watch the area of the abdomen and lower back. Let it release, soften, spread. Let the navel empty itself into the spine. Let the front of the waist empty towards the back of the waist. Allow yourself to become heavier and heavier. Release completely the face. Make the face expressionless, neutral. Last few seconds in Shavasana. Completely surrender to this softness, to this undoing. And then to come out, slowly bring your hands back to your trunk. Place them on the lower abdomen or on the bottom ribs. And then very gently roll to your right side, keeping your knees in line with your pelvis. Support your head or keep it on the support of the blanket. You can let your eyes open. And then slowly sit up. Sit straight, take a few breaths. And that will be all for this class. Thank you.